Right then, so I'm just wheeling all my stuff up to my peg for the next 24 hours at the minute. I've never fished on this lake I'm at today, but it's supposed to be performing really well at the moment. I'm just walking along the dam wall at the minute, and my peg, you can actually see it from here. It's literally right there up that corner. But yeah, the lake I'm at today, there's about 10 known 30 pounders, 40 20 pounders, and then the rest I'm just like less than 20 obviously. There's about 120 carp in here altogether, and about 5 known catfish up to 50 pounds. So I've just got to open the gate here, and then I will arrive at the peg. And here we are then, this is my peg. Sun's setting over there and it looks absolutely stunning, I'm going to be honest with you. The water level has dropped obviously, it's usually around about here. But yeah, the peg's looking lovely. And obviously I'm right by the dam wall of the lake, so that's a pretty decent spot for fishing, and I'm probably going to be casting out around that area there. But yeah, I'm here for the next 24 hours, so hopefully I'm going to land my first 20 pound carp. I'm back down here now with the second load of stuff. Wheel this up to my peg now, and then I can set up. Right then, let's get at it with setting up this bivvy before I set anything else up, because it's getting dark pretty soon, and I'd rather not set up in the dark. That's not nice at all. I think I'm going to set this up on this lower bit here. I know it's the lake bed, but I'd rather be as close as I can to it. So yeah, this is going to be there in just a moment, so I'll set it up right now. Okay, so sun is starting to go down now, quite quick. It's going dark fast, so I'm going to start to set the rods up. I'm just going to set the pod up real quick and get the rods tossed out into the middle, because I've seen 2 carp jump over there since I've been here. I've ran into a bit of a problem with my bivvy. I mean, it looks a bit discombobulated there. Yeah, one of the rods on it have snapped. I don't know how, but that thing there's just snapped right off, so I'm going to have to makeshift it tonight. I might have to get like a big log to support that there, but either way I'm going to have to sleep in it. So I thought that was a good bivvy as well, I'll be honest with you. Right, I've got the 3 rods there, the rod pod and my bait. I just need to set this up as fast as I possibly can. Lucky for me, at home earlier, I pre-prepared all my rigs. I put all the boilies on, all the pop-ups on already. So that's ready to go. I've just got to knock a PVA bag up real quick. And for that, I've bought myself a fresh bag of this stuff. Manila spot and bag mix. Looks like it could catch me a carp, to be honest with you. So I'm going to whack that in some PVA bags and get the rods tossed out real quick. And here we go. I've got the last PVA bag knocked up just down there. You can probably see it on the floor. And I'm going to get this last rod tossed out. Well, that's that. 3 of my rods are now out in 3 good locations. And funnily enough, whilst I was baiting them all up and everything, I saw a little, I say little, he was pretty big, a pretty big carp jump in the middle. So I cast it out to where that carp jumped, and where I've seen a few jump earlier. So I think I'm in some good locations. No, it went dark extremely fast, which was no good. Made the setup a little bit unenjoyable, but I'm set up now in record time, to be honest. I set up really fast, but I've got the rest of my setup done now. I've got the brolly there with all of my stuff under it, and I've sort of had to just makeshift the bivvy for tonight, because there's no way of me fixing that. Believe me, I was trying for about 15 minutes just. So I've just mounted that stick there up, and that's holding it up for the night. I've buried it in the ground over there, so my bivvy ain't going nowhere, and I've got shelter, so I'm not going to have to run home. Now it is time to cut my dinner up, and for dinner I've bought hot dogs. I bought some sausages with me, and I'm going to have hot dogs for dinner. I mean, I can't believe how dark it has got. It's literally 5:15 and it's really pitch black. It's not nice, but you know what? I'm not too fussed. Now, just like that, I've got flame, and I've got to find my pan somewhere. It's just here. I'll whack the pan on, put a knob of butter in, and cut my sausages. That's all heated up now. The butter's just melting, but that pan got hot real fast, so I'm gonna whack the sausages on now. I've got with me 2 black pudding sausages I found at the butcher's this morning. They look delicious. And then I've got 1 Cumberland sausage and just a normal sausage. I picked out a variety from the butcher's, but I'm sure they'll all be banging. Here's the first one. This is the singular Cumberland one. It's quite big, to be honest. But yeah, I'll get that on there now. Hopefully that'll cook up pretty fast, and then I'll pop the other one on. You know what? I'll put them on together, actually. There we go. That's the sausages cooking. They're looking pretty chefed up now, so I'm going to pop them on a bun and eat them. Hot dog number 1 sorted. Get this down me now. Oh yeah, that's banging. Now here's the second hot dog. I'll put a bit of ketchup on it actually, but this one's the Cumberland sausage, so let's give this a try. Oh, this one's even better. Ooh, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to try them black pudding ones in the morning. They should be banging. And I've now had dinner. That was delicious. But now, I'm just going to move my net, actually. It's up there at the moment, so I'm going to move it down to the rods just in case I get one in the night. I've still got about 7 hours until I go to bed, so I'm just going to be sat here in the bivvy for a while. I'm just going to watch the water. Because honestly, it's interesting. I keep seeing a bunch of bream and carp and really small fish jump. I've seen about 5 carp jumps so far, which I guess is a really good sign. I'm really hoping these rods go off in the night though. I've never caught a monster carp in the night, hence why I keep coming night fishing so often. But it's my life's mission at the moment to catch a carp in the night, a big one anyway. Okay, so I've come inside the bivvy now, and considering I've had to makeshift it and it isn't exactly put up right, it's not that bad. It's quite spacious in here and it's warm enough, so I'm fine. As long as the door shuts, then it's all good, and the door does shut, so I'm fine. Although I do hope it doesn't get freezing cold in the night. I mean, I'll be warm enough. I've got my sleeping bag and I've got my skins on, but there's a few gaps on the mat on the floor of the tent. I'll show you them right now, actually. There's one down the back there, and I have tried to fix it, but I can't, because if I move the tent just an inch, the entire left-hand side of the tent will just collapse. So that's just a little issue that I'm gonna have to put up with. But I tell you what, there's always something that's gonna go wrong when you go night fishing. For me, there is anyway. I either forget something, do something wrong, or something happens. And today something bad has happened, and I'm gonna have to get myself a new bivvy now. But let's have one more session in this thing. Down in my pocket there, I've got my bite indicator in there, so if I get a bite, I'll be sure to know about it. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit in the tent now for the next few hours. Let me check the time, actually. It's 11 minutes past 6. So I'll probably go to bed in about 4 hours maybe. So I'm gonna put the camera down for a bit because I don't like filming in the dark. And hopefully the next clip you see, I'll have a fish hooked. It's been a couple of hours since I last picked the camera up. The temperature's definitely dropped. But I've put the kettle on down there, and I've been sat out here on this chair for about half an hour now, and I've just been looking out ahead at all the fireworks. You can see a few going off there, and they're just going off all around because it's bonfire night weekend as we speak. But yeah, they've been going off all evening. I've got a prime viewing spot of them here. You can't see them the best on camera, but they've been going off all across here. So whilst I'm waiting for the fish to bite, I'm just watching the fireworks. But yeah, I'm just going to wait for this kettle to boil, and I'm going to do myself a hot chocolate. I'd say the kettle's got about 5 minutes left. Takes a little while to boil on the gas cooker, but that is because I've filled it to the brim, so it'll take a little while. But whilst I'm sat out here, a little bivvy update for you. The log that's holding it up is holding it up very well. So I think I'll make it through the night just fine. I'm feeling very optimistic about this session because I feel like I'm going to catch one, at least one. Even if it's not in the night, it'll be tomorrow at some point. Because this lake here is a lot smaller than the lake I usually fish, which if you watched my night fishing videos before, you'll know which one I'm on about. It's the one I've fished about 3 or 4 times now, and I've blanked every time I've been on it. But this is the lower lake of the place I'm at. So it's a completely separate lake to the big lake, and it's equally as good, but it's a lot smaller. So the carp are in a lot more of a confined space, and the water level's dropped as well. So the carp haven't exactly got a lot of area to swim around in. So they're more prone to seeing my bait out and about. That's just my theory on it anyway. It's getting there. I can hear it starting to whistle. That is boiled now. It's not whistling because the handle, I'll show you now actually, it's completely broke off. Look at this. Oh, there we go. I'll just have to tweak it and it whistles. Let me pour it and then I'll show you what's wrong with the handle. The thing just entirely comes off, just like, it just broke. So it's kind of a dangerous kettle, but I'd like to class myself as a professional, so it's fine. Anyway, that's brewing away, so I'll drink that in a moment. If you look around right now in the air, you can't see it so much on camera, but you can sort of see all this mist coming towards me. That is all of the water. Like, it's like mist. That's loads of mist coming off the water. And that's why sleeping by a lake bed is so cold. Because all of this mist off of the lake comes towards you in the light. And it is just freezing. I don't know if you can see me way back here, but I'm just waiting for my hot chocolate to cool off because it's piping hot at the moment. I remembered I have a head torch, and the head torch is very powerful, so you can kind of just see me for a little while now. But the fireworks have died off a little bit now. There's not so many anymore, which is a shame. I was enjoying watching them, but it is quite late now. It's about 10 o'clock in the evening, and I'm going to think about getting some rest pretty soon because I want to get up early. And I'll say I want to get up early, but I'll end up getting up really late. Happens every time I come night fishing. It's just a bad trait. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking after I've ended this clip and head to bed and keep my ears open all night long for any bites. Because I have visions of myself for some reason pulling out one of these 30-pounders or 20-pounders tonight. I just do, I've got high hopes, as usual. But I'm not going to get my hopes up, hey, because I don't want to be disappointed if I don't catch anything. But yeah, I'm going to go drink my hot chocolate now and get some rest. See you in a minute. Right then, I'm going to bed now, so good night, and I'll see you in the morning. If not in the morning, I'll see you in the night with the fish. Oh, well, good morning, everyone. Surprise, surprise, I didn't catch anything last night. It's a pretty cold morning, so I'm just going to get out the bivvy and get outside. Check on the rods a bit, and get outside and go and check on the rods. Here goes then, lovely morning out, to be honest. I'm just going to check on the rods. I mean, it's quite clearly been raining in the night. The cork is soaked on the rods and there's a load of moisture on the reels. But yeah, unfortunately, these rods did not go off in the night, which is a big shame, but I kind of expected them not to anyway. I think what I'm going to do with the rods this morning is just bring them all in and get them baited up again, freshly done, and chuck back out into near enough the same locations. But I just want to refresh the bait out in the swims, so I'm going to bring them all in and get them back out. But before I do that, I'm starving, so I'm going to cook up my breakfast real quick. And for my breakfast, I have got 2 black pudding sausages. Not sure what to think of them, but they sound nice. And I've got 2 bacon rashers and 2 eggs, so got a bit of a cooked breakfast this morning. I'm just going to get the gas on real quick. There we go, and then we'll heat the pan up now. Okay then, this looks very good. I have already tried the black pudding sausage. It's delicious, like this thing, random. But anyway, I'm gonna have this and then I'll see to the rods. Okay then, that was probably one of the best camping breakfasts I've ever had. That was delicious. But I'll clean up the plate in just a moment. But first, I wanna get my rods recasted so I've got a better chance of catching throughout the day. So if I come out here now, back into the wilderness, I'm just going to bring all 3 in at once, bait them all up at once and get them out all together. So in comes the first rod, and in comes the second, and last but not least, in comes the third. Right, now all 3 rods are in and I'm in no rush to get them out again. Well, I am, but not as much of a rush as last night. I can actually show you the rigs I'm using and the bait I'm using properly. So let's get to that now. Here's the first rig that I'm going to be chucking back out. I've got a krill pop-up on there with an inline lead rig on a spinner rig. As you can see, I've got a bit of tungsten putty on them now because I never knew I needed that before, so thanks for your tips. I've seen it in the water and I totally understand why it's needed because it weighs it right down and presents it a lot nicer. But yeah, that was the rig I was using on one of my cork rods. So I'll whack another PVA bag on this now and get it back out again. I've got my PVA bag out here, and to do this, I'm going to put at the bottom some bloodworm pellets. Then I'm going to put the rig in and then I'm going to top it off with this manila pellets. And I think I'm going to put a few of these krill boilies in there, like 2 or 3, just to get them around the bait. Here's bag number 1 set up. I'll get this tossed out now. Second rig, I've got this hair rig set up. I set it up last night and I put this pretty big yellow boilie on. I mean, I know the time of year it is, I shouldn't really be using colourful boilies, but I wanted to give it a shot and see what would happen. So yeah, that's rig number 2. I'm slightly annoyed because I cannot find my PVA mesh anywhere for this thing. So I'm going to have to knock up one of these bags for it, unfortunately, but it still does the trick. I've done it plenty of times before. And there we have it. The second bag is knocked up. I'll get this one tossed out again. And now the third rod and the third rig that I'm using is this one here. It's another spinner rig with an inline lead on, and I have got 2 pop-ups on this. I've got a manila pop-up on it, and then I've got, I don't even know what that one's called. It smells very potent, it's very tropical, but I just thought I'd try 2 on this one. I have got to make a little bit of a modification to it as I have not put enough tungsten putty on. So I'll have to put a little bit more of that around, and I'll show you why in a minute. Let's just open this stuff up here, get a little bit out the bag and mould it on. Now I'll show you the reason I needed to do that, because this is the rig in the water now. If I pop you in there with that, you'll be able to see that it's sunk quite nicely and it's presented really well on the bottom of the water. Whereas earlier on, it was a lot higher than that, meaning I needed to weight it down a little bit more. But now I've done that, I can put a new PVA bag on. Anyway, I've knocked up a fresh bag for this thing, so I'm going to toss this out into a good location and catch a fish on it, hopefully. Here goes nothing. Well, that's all my rods cast out now into some decent locations, to be honest with you. But I'm going to toss a bit more bait out, so I'm going to toss some of these bloodworm pellets out in the catapult. I can definitely reach my rigs with the catapult from here, so let's get it. And there we go. I'll do a couple more of them. So now I've done all that, I'll just sit back and start waiting again. and hope for a carp pretty soon. There's a good chance the carp aren't feeding at the moment, because no one at the lake caught last night, so the carp are obviously not feeding. But that's not to say that they're not going to start feeding in the next like couple of hours or so. I mean, I've got all day here. It's only 10 to 11 right now, and I'm probably going to stay till around 3 o'clock-ish in the afternoon, so I've got a good 4.5 hours-ish. Let's just hope one of the opposed 120 carp in here decides to take one of my baits. I've just been sat here like looking at the rods, and I've realised I want matching rods, so I've just been online and ordered 2 more Black Widow rods, so then I can have a full set of matching rods on the pod, which I think will look quite nice. I might have to get matching reels next. That'll be a bit of an expensive one though, so I'll wait a little while, save up my money for that. I've got to go and buy another bivvy after this as well, because that one's just decided to break on me. Fishing's just a big money trap. Oh well. While I'm sat here doing absolutely nothing, I'll show you the baits I'm using. I mean, you've already seen the stuff I've used in the PVA bags, but here's all the pop-ups I've got. I've got tons of them in here now. It's become an obsession. I wanna rack out all of these and get a full set. I've got the krill pop-ups here, manila yellow ones. Haven't used these, but I've got them. And then I've got these butcherberry pop-ups. Pink ones, and then I've got the manila active ones, and then I've got these ones, these very colourful ones. I've become addicted to buying pop-ups. Every time I go to the tackle shop, I come out with at least a tub of them, and I've got more at home in the shed. But the vision in my head is I want to get a full set of these and have them all lined up on my shelf, big row of different baits. I think that'll look pretty cool. Anyway, I think it's time I need to start trying out some new lakes, because I've been to these ones quite a lot now and not caught nothing. They're not performing very well this year, I don't think. I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything wrong. I'm cast out into some good locations. I'm using the right baits, right tactics and everything. Just for some reason, the fish are being a little bit aggy and not biting. I want to carp fish throughout winter this year. Last year I didn't do it so much, and I went on the pike and I didn't catch a pike at all. I think I caught 1 pike. But I want to carp fish through the winter, because that'll be a proper challenge, and it'd be very rewarding if I caught one in the winter. So I've pre-booked a few lakes for over the next couple of months. Different ones to these, so you'll see them in upcoming videos over the next few months, leading up to Christmas. It'll be very cold night fishing throughout the winter, but I'll pull through. There's one of my rods at the minute that I was like considering bringing in and tossing back out into another place, because the angler opposite me has just left, so that's opened up a bit of a space where I can cast to. There's another angler like right across from me to my left, and he's just brought his bait boat right over all of my lines, and he's cast out right to where my right hand rod is cast to, and he's crossed my lines in the meantime. That's very disrespectful of him, but it is what it is. It's going to start raining in like the next hour or so. So I'm going to take down the bivvy before it starts to rain, because I've got my umbrella out so I can sit under that, but I don't want to be packing the bivvy away in the rain. And I mean, it'll be the last time I pack this bivvy down, because it's pretty unusable now, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If any of you guys want a broken bivvy, let me know. No, I'll probably just bin it, take it to skip or something. I don't know if I've actually showed you quite well what's happened to it. I'll take you over to it now. That's the bracing I've had to use throughout the night, but if you look here, let me get round here real quick. You can see there, the nozzle's sort of snapped off and it's stuck inside of this little pipe here, which has obviously led to the entire thing to just like snapping off. I don't know how it happened. I wasn't being rough with it or anything. I'll show you what I was doing actually. I was attaching that sealing brace right there, and as I clipped it into place, I heard a big crack and the thing just collapsed, and I was shocked to say the least. But yeah, I'm now on mission find a new bivvy to buy, but that can wait a little while. Anyway, whilst I'm speaking, I just want to show you how big this peg is. I mean, currently, in its current state, it's massive. This is probably what it's usually like, up to this barrier here. But obviously, if you jump down here, I've got all of this space, obviously where my bivvy is, and all down there up to that tree. It's huge, absolutely huge. It's only like this at the moment because the water level's dropped quite a lot, but still, it's big. Anyway, I'm gonna make a start on packing away this bivvy, because I don't want to do it in the rain in an hour's time, so I'll get it done and dusted now. So I might as well just get it all done and dusted now. It'll be a bit more enjoyable that way. So let's do that. Really quick before I end up packing the bivvy away, I've bought in this rod here, just to give it a quick recast for the last 2 hours of my session, because I want to get it in a bit of a better location, because I know I can get it in a better location. But whilst it's in, I'll show you the rig. It's in the water right now. I think it looks pretty sick. As you can see, it's just the krill pop-up, but the carp will never notice that in the water. You got to think, if that's going deeper, there'll be more leaves and muck on the bed of the water. Obviously, this lake isn't very weedy as such. It's quite a nice lake to fish, to be honest, because you can pretty much cast anywhere and catch. But yeah, this rig here looks absolutely amazing in the water. I don't know if you can see me right now. You're under the water with the rig. I'll bring you back. But yeah, that's it. Okay, now let's get on to packing this bivvy away. And 5 minutes later, the bivvy is packed up and in its bag. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here on my bed chair now for the next 2 hours or so. I hope it doesn't rain whilst I'm sat out here. It was forecasted to rain at 12 and it's now 12:47, so that rain's passed, obviously. But yeah, it's just a matter of waiting a little while now. Obviously I recasted one of the rods before I packed away the bivvy, so that's now in a bit of a better location, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll see what comes. I've got 25 minutes left of the session now, and I've lost all faith again, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to end up catching. I mean, I could very well get surprised. There's still time left, but if the fish were going to bite, they would have bit already. I mean, I've been here for quite a while now. I got here at 3:30 yesterday and it's 1:30 now, so I've been here like 22 hours and the rods have been in the water for 21 and a half hours, let's say, and they've not caught a thing. So if something was going to bite, they would have bit, you know what I mean? You know what, I ain't got long left and I've just seen 2 little tiny carp. They weren't massive, but they were decent sized jump right in the margin there. So I'm gonna bring in my right hand rod, get some fresh bait on it and get it out to there for the last like 15 minutes or so that I've got left. All right, I'm just gonna bring it in real quick. I think this is the one with the hair rig on and the boilie. So I'm just gonna chuck this back out. I'm gonna put some fresh bait on it first, actually. Okay, and now I've just got to chuck it back out. It's not far, so I don't know if no, I'm just gonna do an overarm. I was gonna say I'll do an underarm toss out, but overarm's probably for the best. So here we go. Let's try and land one of these small ones. That weren't too bad. And there you go, as you can see, that alarm is on. So if I get a bite, I'll know about it instantly. Look who's come here now to mess with my lines. Bloody swans. Oh my God. They've just completely messed my lines up. It started hammering it down now as well. You can see on the top of the water. So I've had to move the bivvy bed under here. And I'm honestly just going to start packing things away now because I have about 5 minutes until I've got to haul all my gear back down to the beginning and go home. Right, okay, so it is raining. Well, it's just stopped, in fact, but I have packed everything away now. It's all on the trolley, ready to be hauled down the dam wall there, back to the car. So I'm going to start making a few trips down with all my gear, and then I'm going to head off home. So that unfortunately means I've got to bring the rods in now, because I can't leave them unattended, because I've packed the rod pod away, so I've got to bring the rods in real quick. Okay then, here goes nothing. First load is on the trolley. As we speak, I'm just putting my backpack on. There we go, the trolley's loaded up and I've got to come back for the rods and the net afterwards, but I'm on the way now. But yeah, sadly, I've blanked at this place again. I've tried both lakes here now and neither one of them are performing well at all. So, looks like I'm gonna have to find a new fishery, which I have done. So I'll be going there within the next week or two once I've got my new bivvy. But yeah, rest in peace to my original bivvy. Unfortunately, that thing is no longer of use. Right then, I've took the first load down and I'm pretty much ready to go now, so I'm going to wrap the video up here. I mean, overall, I've had a nice evening and day out, to be honest with you. It's been nice, but the fishing's not been so great. And I think it's more to do with the location I'm fishing than to do with my angling. I don't know. You guys might think differently, but I don't know. But yeah, regardless, I've had a nice time. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching. So if you enjoyed, please leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so you don't miss a video in the future, become a member of the channel to help support fund the videos, and follow my Instagram, wilf_fishing. I'll be posting pictures of my fish and my fishing sessions and my pond fish and anything on there, to be honest, so make sure to check that out. But yeah, that's about it for this night fishing session. It's actually been exactly 24 hours since I've been here, 1 minute ago anyway. I can't believe I've had another 24-hour blank, but oh well. Anyway guys, I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Peace for now.